People, you have been asking me and JC about our home gyms so many times. Got a very exciting something going on right now. So, let me just take you into the back cave. You may have seen, this is my home rig. Very sturdy, big bad boy. Had it for probably about 4 years now, and it came into the gym when we moved into this house. You may have seen on one of our previous videos, John built his home gym and had a slightly different wall folding rack, which we got from Wolverson because it freed up so much space. In my gym right now, as of about 6 months ago, this is my Bobber Black, a lovely motorbike that I purchased last year. It's kind of encroaching a little bit on my gym space. Don't get me wrong, it's good to look at. So I spoke to the guys over at Wolverson and said, look, can we come up with something that is going to allow me to carry on, but I can move it back a little bit, something a little bit more compact. Because also what I've got is, this is obviously one of the sewage pipes in there. So what I find hard sometimes, and I know a lot of people struggle with it as well, is when I'm doing my lifting or barbell cycling, that kind of stuff, I'm looking around, I'm quite narrow sometimes, because this is just like a healthy sized garage essentially. And I need something a little bit more compact to fit into the space. So what Wolverson have done is actually custom made something, but they've actually commissioned a few more of them. So I need to get rid of this. If you are thinking about building your own home gym and you want a rig, you might want to stick around, because I think, as far as I'm aware, these might well be a one-off. And if you haven't got a lot of space, you're probably gonna really like it. So let's get this rig down. Space pretty much cleared. See you tomorrow. The day has arrived. Rob from Wolverson is here with a van full of utter goodies going down right now. So Rob's just gone home. We've got a little bit of building to do, which is great, but we've got Wolverson dumbbells, the 22.5s, it's a standard RX. We've also got one of the tree holders, which holds all the plates, which is gonna look pretty sexy because all of these wonderful Bison Olympic lifting plates are gonna go in there. And then this is the project, I wanna say for me, but it's probably gonna be for John, because he's much better at building stuff than I am. So I've unpacked a couple of bits, 22.5, which are RX dumbbells, the tree for the plates, which is absolutely lovely. I didn't realise it actually has different numbers. These are for the fractionals. So I've got 25s, 20s, 15s, 10s and 5s, which are absolutely perfect. And then I'm gonna get some more fractionals, so like the 2.5s and the 1.5 kilos. The only other bit to put together is this. But I did also, so the key thing, so these two bars, if you look at these two bars here, got the same width grip, same width for the Olympic lifting plates, but the difference is the event bar is over a foot shorter. I think it's about 18 inches shorter. And that was one of the key things that I wanted to really focus on with this space, because what I find, I think I showed you yesterday, this part, when I try to do any form of ollie lifting, I'm quite conscious of the space because the bar's quite wide. They're like 7 foot, I think. So this one's like 5.5 foot or something like that. Let me just get a check. I'm 5'8". So it's about 5'8" or 5'7", which is great, because now there'll be no risk when I'm pulling things overhead. That obviously I'm in like a pretty wide garage at home, but in like a normal garage space, that'll be perfect. And the key thing with the rig's been modified and made slightly shorter, so the overall width when it's on the wall will be a little bit narrower, so then when the bar hangs across, it will, you know, sit in its normal place on the actual rig without it actually being on the end of the bar. So they've just made everything a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact, which is absolutely perfect. Oh, and the only other thing that's slightly different with the bar, which I think is really good to have, definitely 2.5 kilo fractionals. If you were to get something like this at home, that bar weighs 15 kilos opposed to 20. So having 2.5s will then just make up any lost weight that you have. So yeah, very exciting. John, I need your help.
Why?
Because at the moment, my rig looks like that.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. It says the instructions are in the form of bolts in there.
Yeah.
And I basically said that I was like, you're the person who's going to know how to do this.
I like how Leon pitched this to me.
Hang on a minute. Listen, just turn around because you're like really dark.
I like how Leon pitched this to me. He's like, oh John, so Wolver's going to come and fit my rack on Tuesday. Make sure you come round and say hello to them and introduce yourself to the people you haven't met. Turn up, no one's here, but all that is.
But we can't put it up today anyway.
Why?
Well, you actually might know the answer to this. That's a good point. So one of the things, obviously your rig is on an external wall.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Ah, that's what I just asked him, because I thought yours was external wall. That's not an external wall.
No, it's not.
So I wondered what I needed to do before putting it up. So I just asked him. I was like, well, I won't be able to put it up today because...
What you need to do is get 2 lengths of 4x1 and screw the 4x1 into the joists, into the studs.
You do that just by tapping?
Yeah, find out where they are. You can use a stud to connect to detect it, but I don't have one. Fix it into the studs and then just fix your rig into the wood.
That's exciting. Okay, things have progressed. We went from looking at it and trying to figure it out to realising that this wall is not a stud wall. It's actually just because I plasterboard it. It's actually breeze block. So now the rig has just been assembled in like 5 minutes on the floor. Then it goes up against the wall, mark it out, and then drill some big ass holes in the wall. Right, we've just gone at it. We're like, right, get it done. John loves a little bit of ironmongery. So we've come up to B&Q or Homebase because the only thing that doesn't come with the rig is actual fixings for the wall. So what are we looking at, JC? Look, he's even got his tradie stance.
His tradie stance.
Arms crossed, length.
I want like a...
Taking a look.
I want the small ones of these, something like that.
Okay.
Because it's going to be holding weight. No cavity ones.
A lot of weight. So the bits of equipment we needed, some wedge bolts that are 12 mil. 12 mil. 12 mil wedge bolts. We got some washers, which I've lost. I've definitely lost the washers. There's washers and also 12 mil drill bit, obviously. Literally just like that. It's going up. Look how little space you actually need. Oh my days. Spot on. That was easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Look at that. The rig is in. Got all this space. So when I had my other one, it was coming up to like here. So it was a ball ache to get the plates on as well. So plenty of room for extra activities. Now, gotta get rid of this rig. I've got all this floor space.
So much extra room for activity.
So much floor space. This is amazing.
So much extra room for activity.
Yeah.
Look at all this floor space. So we do aerobics in here. So many activities. Do step class.
Boom. Under 2 hours, and that rig was up, measured, fitted, done. And it would have actually been less time if we didn't have to go to Homebase to grab a couple of screws. So you'll need 12 mil bolts that will fix and thread into the wall. You need the drill bit for it, and we just grabbed some washers and stuff because the holes are like 14-15 mil, so just to make sure that they clamp properly. And that was it, up. So the only other thing to do to test is whether it folds. So these pins, there's 4 of them that come out, and then it should just fold closed. Fingers crossed. Pull-up bar comes off. Pins. So it gets a little bit stuck on my rubber naturally. But so I haven't closed it fully because obviously I've just painted behind it. But look at that. Folds against the wall. Amount of clearance from the wall is literally 4 or 5 inches. That is a beautiful piece of engineering. So when I'm just doing my lifting, I'll turn it around. So when I just do my lifting and I'm not going to be doing anything rig-wise, just fold it back against the wall, and then there's so much open floor space, which is perfect. Like I say, just 6 of these pins, 4 to actually for the rig to fold, and the other 2 are just to hold the pull-up bar. And then I've also got the Bison bumper plates. This set goes up to 150 kilos, which is the standard amount. And then I'll get a couple more fractionals to go on there. 22.5 kg dumbbells, which are the RX for CrossFit workouts. And then the event bar. So as I said, the event bar is a little bit shorter because it allows for slightly narrower space, because a lot of people, especially you guys and girls who have been watching this video, have messaged asking about the dimensions of a garage. My dimensions of my garage are normal really, just a standard garage, but still I found the 7-foot bar a little bit long unless I went long ways, but because of the setup, I couldn't do that. So now this bad boy has just been modified slightly. So if you were to have a look at this rack, I'm going to put all of the links to everything that I've got in the description box so you can find it. So it should be quite easily navigatable, but there's 2 types of this rack. John has got the standard size one, which will fit a full Olympic lifting bar, a 7-foot bar. This is the modified, cuter version, which fits the event bar, all right? So just so you're aware. Also, you can put Olympic lifting bar across this one if you want to as well, because obviously it's longer, but the event bar won't go across the standard size one because it's not long enough. So that's that. Now all I need to do is pop over to home base and get another bit for my jig so I can put that on. But how fucking awesome is that? God, very excited. Right people, it's the following day. I need to give you a little bit of a heads up. So, as I said, all of the kit that I've now got into the gym is going to be linked down below. You can get your hands on all of it. The only thing that I'm not 100% sure of, which you will have to check the description box, first of all, I think there is only 15 of those small folded racks going to be made available. I think. So don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure there's only going to be 15. So if you want one, get your hands on it fast. Second of all, I'm going to see if we can get a little bit of discount for you guys and girls out there. Because basically what I got was the rig, the bumper plates, the bumper plate holder, and the bar. To be completely honest, if you're starting up and that's all you want to train, you could pretty much train with all of that and that you wouldn't need anything else at home, right? So I'm going to see if we can do some sort of like TheLeanMachines home package or something like that. It might get a little bit of discount. If we have been able to do that, you will see a discount code in the description box below. I know it's a little bit vague, but I don't want to turn around and promise something that I'm not 100% sure on, and I'm just waiting on the answers now. But otherwise, if you've got any other questions on any of the other kit that I've got in the gym, pretty much everything that I've got now is either Wolverson or some Techno Gym stuff that I had from years ago as well. I also have the Air Assault bike that I got from Wolverson, and also the clock, the wall mounted clock, which is absolutely amazing. So I hope you guys and girls have loved this video. Go and build your own home gym. It won't cost you that much. I think you could have all of that stuff for about £1,000, which is pretty perfect when you think that most of us will spend about 400 or 500 quid a year on a gym membership and won't normally use it. So that's essentially just 2 years gym membership, and you won't ever have to go to a gym again if you don't want to. There you go. Or you could just be like me, have it at home for those extra sessions and then go to the gym anyway, because you're a lad. Thanks so much for watching. Give this a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one, preferably with JC. Keep being an awesome team.